All right, so when we planted this swale here, we lost about 5 of our trees.
Something like that, yeah.
We had a really good survival rate. 11 survived. So now we're filling in the gaps. And these are plums we're putting in because we already have, how many plums here? 3?
Yeah, we've got 2 regular plums that we got just from like an organic nursery, and then 2 of them are from the Conservancy. They're wild plum.
Wild plum.
That we just got as little teeny seedlings.
So now we're putting in 2 more wild plum, and so this end of the swale we're trying to plant all the similar trees so that they have similar harvest time. So we're not harvesting like one tree from here, then going 100 feet that way, and then harvesting from another tree over there. We can come to one section and do all the harvesting at once. Hopefully it'll save some time for harvesting. So here's before I did dig it out just a little bit, and I'll be digging it out big enough to put this tree in there.
Yep.
So it just rained today.
Yeah, we didn't think we were going to get out here today because of the storms, but have a little break, so
we're sneaking this in.
Sneaking it in.
Look at the soil. It's about 1/4 clay. It used to be, when we first did this, it was like half clay. So it's actually gotten better.
Gonna be a trick to get that out of the pot. That was just a little seedling we bought last year, and we overwintered it in our compost bin, and it's got major roots.
That's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem. Just don't want to break them.
Ooh, look at that.
Cool. You come to watch, Jay?
All right, Caleb. Come here now. Now you want to lift that up a little bit so it's level there.
And it goes.
Turn this upside down.
We have a little bonus strawberry there that was growing out of the pot. Oh, that's fun.
Did it volunteer?
Yeah, that's just a volunteer strawberry.
Got it.
Oh, boys are trying to catch tadpoles in the swale. Did you get one?
There, got it.
Cool. What'd you find, Jay?
Show mommy. Worm.
Ooh. Worm.
Worm. That's a good sign the soil's good, huh?
Yeah.
And the worm right in it.
Yeah, this one looks better. Look at this.
Nice. From hard clay to getting somewhere, huh?
Yeah. This frog was buried in our swale.
You just chucked it in there as if it was dirt, and I was, whoa, it's a frog. What do you think, Jay? Is that a cute frog?
So here's one of the permaculture concepts that we learned from Jeff Lawton. Here's a fruit tree. So we really want this one to do well, and this would be a pretty tall fruit tree. We really want this one to do well, so we put next to it what we call support species, or you can call it a nurse tree. This is a nitrogen fixing tree. So what you do then is throughout the summer you let this grow and leaf out, so it will give this tree some shade and some relief, and then come fall you chop this back and then use the branches and everything as mulch to then mulch your fruit tree. Also, when you chop this back, so let's say if you cut 2 feet off of it, what happens down below in the roots shrink like 6 inches, let's say. I don't know what the exact proportion is, but the roots shrink, and when the roots shrink, they release nitrogen under the ground into the soil. So now you're getting nitrogen fixing mulch for your fruit tree, plus it's getting it in the soil. So that's the concept behind a support species. Then, so what we have here is fruit tree support species, and then right here is service berries.
It's still pretty young, just starting to
right. here.
Just starting to leaf out.
Right here. So you have tree support species, bush, and then it'll be tree support species, bush, right on down the line. Also as ground cover, because when you dig something like this up, when you disturb the soil, there is a race that happens. So the earth is modest. She wants to be covered. So there's a great race that happens. So you want to plant stuff on here as ground cover that you want. This is a Birdsfoot Trefoil. This is a nitrogen fixing as well. So this is all along here. We also planted two different kinds of clover, but those didn't take so well. But this obviously has done really well. So this is nitrogen fixing. So again here, this is also basically a support species as ground cover. So here's the different layers that we have. That'll be the tall canopy. This will stay small, relatively small. Then we have the bush layer, and then we have ground cover. So those are the layers that we put along our whole swale. Mom, as I plant, this is the third tree I'm planting today, and as I plant these, Mom, I'm thinking of you. Love you, and I'm remembering as I grew up in Thousand Oaks, California, of all those trees that I helped you plant there. And I can see that you were a great influence on me for doing this kind of thing, of putting together this kind of homestead and growing food. Love you, Mom.
Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama Goose. Are you proud, Mama? Look at it, still trying to hatch. Come on, you can do it. Look at that one, just dried out. Just dried off. They're so cute.
Papa, one vehicle.
Still hatching, look at it. Look at Mama. Just open it. Being a good mama. So Joseph, what do you think? What do you think, Bub? They're cute? Uh-huh.
Here is a big pile of sticks.
Yep. Okay.
And brothers are right there.
We're going to cut from this big pile here that we cleared the fence line so we could fix the fence up for the cows. We're going to cut stakes so we can protect the trees we're planting on the swale. So this is part of the job.
And the swale is that way.
The swale's all up there. Love you, Esther. Bye.
They're moving the big log right there.
All right. Hatch
So
it.
it's not like big around. It's like big tall ways. They're trying to get out. What are you doing, Mama?
Sweetheart, I'm just using some old chicken wire that we're building little cages with to put around our seedling fruit trees so that the geese don't attack them, since our swale is not totally fenced off yet. So for each little seedling we put in the ground, we put a weed barrier around it and a bunch of mulch, and then our little protective cage around it to keep the geese out.
There is a worm though. Hey. Thank you, honey.
And don't put down.
Just about right.
And once these plants grow big, then we can take the cages off, and they shouldn't be harmed by the geese.
The geese and the ducks are the worst.
Yeah, the ducks too. chickens like to dig at the ground more.
Yeah. Oh, there's some clover there.
Oh, good. Some of the clover did come up.
Yep.
Yeah, our cover was a mix of alfalfa, red clover, white clover, and the Birdsfoot Trefoil, and the Trefoil definitely did the best. We're also planting some comfrey along the swale, transplanting from our garden, and that'll be another good support plant that we can chop and drop several times throughout the summer to add some mass to our swale. There goes the ducky. Hey, ducky. So this apple tree has 3 comfrey, like established comfrey plants around it. So we're going to take either this one or that one, I'm not sure, to add to our swale. And then there's a few other extra plants around the garden I'm going to collect, extra comfrey that we're going to put along our swale in between our fruit trees. Yeah, their little goslings hatched out and they're out enjoying the sunshine with their mama. 12 of them. So we had one hatch of 9 and another of 12. Here they go. They're headed for the pond. And we just use whatever we can find for posts. We used Jerusalem artichoke stakes. You can use bamboo. These were in a big old bonfire pile that we had from clearing. So just use whatever you have to make stakes. And scrap chicken wire. And then we use old feed bags down around the base to help keep it from getting overrun by weeds. Although right now it's mostly the ground cover that we planted, so that's nice. But through the summer the weeds will take over, so we're going to put a big pile of wood chips around the base. There it goes. Another tree planted.
Thinking of my mom while I do this. She's been in and out of surgery, back surgery. She had an infection, all kinds of stuff. So when you see this, Mom, again, thinking of you, praying for you, love you.
So if anyone's interested, we'll go ahead and try and leave a list of all the different plants we put along our swale here in the description below. If you're on a budget like we are, I definitely recommend checking out your state conservancy and see if you can find just some seedlings. Usually they have a lot of native seedling options, and that's where we got a lot of our plants for our swale for a very inexpensive price. So click show more and check out the description if you want to see more about the plants that we put on our swale. And thanks for joining us today planting on our swale. Hey.